As I walk this beautiful fall day on this Taurus full moon, I had a realization today that I wanted to share between what it means to be transformed, to see transformation, but the realization of regeneration. And when you pause and think about it, transformation is what outside of you sees. So as we learn to go within and we discover our true essence, we're regenerating who it is we truly are. And then we start to reflect that. To those around us and to the outside world, it looks like transformation. It's like, wow, you've really changed. But the essence and the beauty is that, the caterpillar always knows it's a butterfly. It's just our essence is who we are. And through programming and mask wearing, we forget those things. And so regeneration is when we take the time to go within and remember who we are at our essence. And we're all unique. And we're all meant to be that way. Individual expressions. And it's like, take your mask off, let that freak flag fly, and be who you are. Because that's the whole point. We aren't here to be like anyone else. We're here to be our unique, beautiful self. And that takes regeneration. So, you look at a tree always knows it's a tree. And I was, getting super deep. I was thinking this morning as I was sitting on my front porch that, humans are really the only living thing on this earth that tries to be what it's not. And we do that for, fear of not being accepted and, let's all let's be our quirky selves and, be around the grumpy person and be okay with it. Be around the obnoxious person and be okay with it. Be around the judgmental person and be okay with it. And if you find yourself judging, be okay with it. It's okay to be who you are in the moment and to allow those around you to be who they are in that moment. Why not? That's how we see and experience. And then when you see someone doing something that you're like, man, that would be really cool to do that. Just realize, in a sense, that's you doing that. Because we're all one. So, something to think about. The difference between transformation and regeneration is as within, so without. You regenerate within, and the outer sees transformation. But at the end of the day, you've just remembered who you are, who you came into this world as. And then you realize, looking back on your life, no matter how old you are, that everything you've experienced has brought you to this point to remember who you are. That's the name of the game. And then you become the observer of those around you. And then you can look with compassion and be like, oh man, I've been there. I remember that stage of regenerating into who I am. So, yeah, it might be a little deep, but I think it's a perspective that needs to come to the light. Another thing I heard this morning was, people complain about the darkness and the dark times they have to go through, but that's how we really see the light for what it truly is in the darkness. When you see that little spark of light, it stands out a lot more and shines a lot brighter when there's darkness. So with us being in Scorpio sun and Taurus full moon, it's a reflection of death and blooming right there in all its glory. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this in-depth, deep dive. And this is once again a pure raw video because that's how I want to roll. I didn't plan on doing this. I was just walking and thought, you know what? I'm going to share these words, these thoughts that I have, because someone out there is longing to hear them. So if that person is you, I love you. I love all of you because you are me. I am you. And we are one. So have a beautiful full moon day, and wherever you are, whatever the skies look like, the sun is shining full, the moon is full and bright. And with that, I will say good afternoon.